All right, I think we are good to go. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Bakhtawar Parvez, and I'm a senior year student from MBA IIT Kanpur. We are doing this webinar wherein we'll be talking about the major FAQs, the common FAQs. How is it life at MBA IIT Kanpur, and what is the admission process? And if there's a candidate who wants to apply, then what are the right kind of steps and how they can prepare better? I would also like to welcome and briefly introduce our professor who is here with us today. We have with us Professor Vinay Ramani, who has done his PhD from University at Buffalo. He is an associate professor and has his research interest in economics, operations management interface, industrial organization, and pricing strategy. Sir, I'd request you to talk a little about the program that we have over here at MBA IIT Kanpur and the kind of courses that are offered.
Okay. Thank you, Bakhtawar, for the kind introduction, and
Sure,
good evening to all the participants. So I'll briefly touch upon the academic part and what we offer and what is sort of unique about our program as well. So this is a 2-year program spread over 4 semesters, right? And the degree that we offer is we offer the Master of Business Administration, which is the General Management program. But the highlight of the MBA program at IIT Kanpur is the complementarity. I would use the word complementarity between management, technology, social sciences, as well as classical sciences. So being in IIT, we are able to have access to all of these various allied disciplines as well, right? So the 2-year program typically has a mix of both core as well as elective courses. So we have 216, so a student completes 216 credits in total, right, to get the MBA degree, and of which about 70 credits. So each credit is about 10, each course is about 10 credits. So about 70 credits are comprised the core courses. The core courses essentially, by that I mean both functional area as well as the foundational area courses. So for example, in the first year, students take the foundational courses in probability and statistics, as well as a course in economics. That's the foundational area course. And in addition to that, they also get exposure to the key functional areas of management. Marketing, the organization behavior, accounting, strategy, and operations management. Right. So these are some of the functional area courses that students take. And at the end of the first year, students, every student does what we call a summer internship, wherein students go to an organization and both public sector as well as private sector, NGOs, startups, and get exposure to real life problems there in the industry. So after their summer internship, they come back for the second year courses, and essentially the elective courses comprise about 110 credits, right? So inclusive of the 10 credits of summer internships, right? So the elective courses would be about 100 credits, and the elective courses are again spread across. We offer a bouquet of elective courses. We offer courses from the marketing domain, strategy domain, information systems domain, operations domain, OB and HR domain, organizational behavior and human resources, and also the accounting and finance domain, right? So, if one were to go to our, institute website, we'd have the list of all the courses, right? So you would have courses spread across all the functional domains. And one other unique part of our course, our curriculum is the capstone project, right? Which is a student industry engagement. I think our student friends here will talk more about the capstone project, but I'll just sort of briefly give touch on that. Is that all students have the option of, so this is about 36 credits. Right, of your 216 credits, wherein you work on a real life project. You apply the learnings that you have from both your core as well as the elective courses and apply it to an actual problem. Right, so our students have taken up projects across, again, various domains. It could be in consulting, strategy, finance, marketing, and analytics as well. So there is this other unique feature of this program, which is the capstone project. So this covers sort of a broad overview of the academic aspects of the program at IIT Kanpur.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your informative response. We indeed have a very versatile set of courses offered here at our program. Moving forward, I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of my fellow students, Ayushi and Bhakti, who are also here. Please go forward and introduce yourselves.
Oh, very good evening, everyone. My name is Ayushi Panchal, and I am a native of Panipat in Haryana. Currently, I am enrolled in the first year of MBA program at IIT Kanpur. I am also a coordinator of the Alumni and Corporate Relations Committee at MBA department. And prior to joining the MBA program, I graduated in 2020 from Chandigarh University as a computer science engineer. And after that, I have around 2 years of work experience in IT at VMware Bangalore. And I've been in the campus for last 6 months, and it's just started with my second semester. And really happy to be in this discussion today and answer any question that comes up.
Right. Yeah, Bhakti.
Yeah. So a warm good evening to all. So myself Bhakti, I'm from Maharashtra, and I'm a first year student at MBA IIT Kanpur, and I'm coordinating the admission committee at IIT Kanpur, MBA IIT Kanpur. I have done my engineering in the stream of electronics and telecommunication. And prior joining the institute, IIT, I worked at White Hat Junior for 2 years, and I'm pretty excited to share the insights about MBA IIT Kanpur. It just, since, as Ayushi said, it's just 6 months, but they're really amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Bhakti. A little about myself. I am a second year student from MBA IIT Kanpur, batch 23, and I've done my graduation in computer science engineering. Post that, I've had experience with an IT consulting firm, and then right now I'm here. I have a keen interest in entrepreneurship, and I've been running a startup of my own for the last 3 years. And yes, it's been a complete roller coaster ride. I mean, we have a lot of things here that we do generally. And, we keep getting questions these days from students or candidates who are looking forward to apply for admission process. And the one common question that comes up is, how is life here at MBA IIT Kanpur if you are an MBA student coming to an IIT? So what's your day-to-day life? How do you, go around your everyday life? So if anyone would like to answer that, take that up. Ayushi?
Yeah, sure. I would say, if I had to summarize the life at IIT Kanpur, it's happening. It just something or other is happening all the time. There's never a dull moment over here. The campus is quite big. It's huge, it's picturesque. So if you're an introvert like me who likes to, revel things and take a moment to take things in and, see the beauty of nature. So it's a really good place to be in. Plus, apart from that, there's a lot of events that happen in the MBA ecosystem as well as Pan IIT as well. In the MBA ecosystem, we have Prabandhan, Kaleidoscope, and Reflections. Prabandhan is our annual management fest, and Kaleidoscope are the weekly webinars that we have where we invite eminent industry speakers to come over here and give online lectures, guest lectures on their particular field. And Reflections is a CXO level panel discussion. Apart from that Pan IIT event, we have Udghosh, which is a sports event of IIT, Antaragni, which is a cultural fest, and Techkriti, as the name suggests, the technical fest of IIT. Bhakti, would you like to pitch in?
Yeah, as you correctly pointed out, Ayushi, the campus is just vibrant and lively, and people here are really full of life. The campus never ever sleeps. So like, if you just go out, you will get someone to catch up and just roam around. So being at IIT, one of the most important thing I feel is you will get exposed to a number of events. You can actually use all the facilities of IIT. So if I want to give you a recent example, that is e-summit happened over here. So during that time, we have many big personalities at the campus. For an example, Ashneer Grover, the founder of Bharat Pay, like we got a chance to interact with him, and then next Pratham Mittal, the founder of Masters Union. So we do get a chance to interact with these personalities, and hence it's really happening all the time.
Yeah, right. And to add to that, I'll say that the value addition that happens to a student who comes to MBIT Kanpur, it's not just about the academics, but a lot many things. So, for example, sir just told us about the capstone project. So, what happens is that we are not just doing the academic projects, but we also actually do industry-wise live projects. So, we get in contact with the industry, with the companies, and along with our education and along with the studying that we are doing right now, we also work with them side by side. So as a student, and especially if you're, let's say, a fresher, you are coming pretty fresh and you don't have corporate exposure. So that really helps the student, understand the corporate landscape of how things are actually done in the professional industry once you get there. So that kind of exposure, I think, is something which is unmatched. And also because this is IIT Kanpur and we have a very rich legacy. So the kind of network and the alumni association that we're exposed to is very nice. You can literally come up with business ideas. You can have a lot of brainstorming sessions, and it's really nice to interact with people who've done very good in life.
Yeah, I completely agree to what Bhaktawar is saying, and I would just like to add the exposure over here is completely unparalleled. With summer internship, winter internship, the capstone project, and the alumni network that we have, it's just the experiential learning here is the learning curve is something really amazing.
Right. We also have a follow-up question, which is about the admission process actually. So it asks whether the GDPI will be online or offline, and how can we prepare better for that?
I'd like to take that up. GDPI will be offline only, and we like the aspirants to come and experience the campus, as we have really beautiful campus around us. But we are actually planning to conduct the GDPI at different localities, and the details of which we'll share this soon. And there are no chances happening it online. It will be offline.
All right. Thanks, Bhakti, for that clarification. The next question is regarding the experience letter. So when we are filling up the admission form, it asks us for an experience letter. And some of the candidates are not able to produce it right on time, at least for now. So what is the other option that they have?
They can either produce their joining letters, and they can also give their, past salary slips, the most recent one. So that will do. But after once they've come over here and once they've joined, they need to produce the, their experience letter as well. They will give them some time, but they'll need to produce it.
Right. Understood. Thank you, Ayushi. Another question, and I have been personally getting a lot of messages on LinkedIn recently as well, that, when it comes to preparing your SOP, so what are the things that we need to keep in mind? What are the right things that we should mention in the SOP? How to go about that? Any suggestions that you would like to make?
Can I make some points on this?
Yeah? Sure, sir, definitely. Sure. Yes, sir.
So, the key part about statement of purpose is that it should be a statement about yourself, right? So the panel which is looking at your application wants to know more about you, right? So so there is a GD and as well as there is a personal interview component. But your statement of purpose, in the sense that you're talking about your journey, right? You're talking about what is it that interests you. Why are you keen to pursue an MBA, right? So what are your dreams, right? So my sort of suggestion to all the aspiring candidates would be that, see, many times there is so much of information available on the web, right? There are so many suggestions on how to sort of write SOPs, but those are too generic, right? An SOP should be is a personalized statement. It should be about you, right? So we are talking about ourselves, our interests. So my suggestion to all the aspirants would be that, please avoid writing generic statements, right? Right. Be a bit specific. It doesn't have to be saying that your interests are exactly so and so. No, but at least it should be sort of a statement of what your interests are, what is driving you towards doing an MBA. So that would be a critical part. And if there is something very unique about your anything special or any specific achievements that you've done in your journey, right? Please do put it, right? Because we would be interested in learning about it. So in a sense that, in short, it's a statement about yourself, a personalized statement.
Right, right. And the kind of concerns that we get that, there are people who are freshers who do not have any prior work experience and they are looking forward to join MBA. So they think that, okay, this is a major challenge and something of a short back that I don't have work ex. So I'd like to clear this up very clearly that even in our batch and my junior batch, we have a good fraction of people who are in fact freshers. And in fact, there are some people who come from a very different background and now they're aiming for something entirely different. So in my case also, it was so that I come from a technical background. I was a systems engineer. And here at IIT Kanpur, I think the major primary focus of our program is to, build and prepare techno-managerial people who have some kind of background in technicals, but also they get very good with respect to this managerial aspect of things. So even I am very much interested in marketing and I did not have any prior experience of the same. But the kind of curriculum and the subjects that we have had really helped me, get along. And by the time that we come to second year and everything, we are very well done with respect to these capstone projects and these internships. And they give us a very good idea into getting some kind of experience in these domains. So that really helps.
Right. And adding on to what Vinay sir and Bhaktavar said, SOP is definitely the backbone of your, MBA application. And in very few words, you have to summarize your entire intent behind, applying to your dream university. So it's a really good opportunity to highlight all of the professional and personal achievement that you have, and you can showcase the stories and your thought process behind all of those achievements, all of your life choices, and you can flaunt your communication skills and just make sure that your SOP is very well structured, it's very well researched, and it's powerful. And do not falsify anything, just be authentic in that. That's one advice that I would like to give.
Right, I totally agreed on that. We have one question. It is, can I apply in a category if I have valid category certificate, even if it was not applied during the CAT admission process? So for CAT exam, they have not applied for that category certificate, but with respect to the admission process, they do want to apply for that. So how do they go about doing that? Bhakti, can you please answer that?
Yes. So it doesn't make any difference for us if you are not applying it, if you're not mentioning your category while applying for the CAT or during the CAT. But you, if you have valid certifications and valid documents ready with you for of the specific dates, then we will consider that. We do consider that, and you can totally apply it while applying for the IIT Kanpur.
So we have a provision that even if they have not applied for the same in the CAT examination, they can do it right now. They have this option.
Yes, provided they have valid documents ready with them.
Yeah. And what is the weightage for the composite score?
Yes, so for the composite score, we do have weightage that is 10% is for the your work experience. We have good weight. We have 20% weightage for the. Just a second.
I'll take that up. We have 20% weightage for the CAT score and 20% for academic background. That is your, high school and your matriculation. And then there's 10% weightage for the work experience, 20% for group discussion, and 30% for personal interview. So 50% of the chunk is made up of your personal interview and group discussion. So make sure you do pretty well in that. Even if you do not have any sort of work experience, or even if you have a bit of lower side scores on the other ones, but you can still make it up and perform well in the GD and personal interview, because that percent.
Right. Also, we've been asked multiple times from these aspirants as to, what was your experience with your GD round, or how did your PI go? So any anecdotes or any real experience that you've been through and would want to advise to these aspirants?
Yeah, I would like to take that up. So the first time, if I want to put it in one line, I'd like to tell it like, be very truthful to yourself. And just if even in terms of hobbies or anything, don't just copy from any other person, because the people who are sitting on the other side, they're very well experienced and they'll caught you up then and there only. So don't just do it. Be just, if you are truthful to yourself and if you know what you have done is really good, so then that's I think that's done. Whatever you have done, let's say you are engineer, you are from engineering background, whatever you have done in your academics, or you are working professional, whatever you have done during your job, just make sure you know about it, and I think that will suffice.
Right. Right. Also, I remember my case when I had my PI. So, they'd ask some bit about the work experience. And I was very honest that I have very limited work experience. Also, that but at the time of my job, and I was doing my job, so it was during the COVID era. So I would not, go to the office, but I'll have this work from home thing. And it somehow affects the kind of corporate exposure that you get. So it's not just about your work ex that they ask for. So they actually went ahead and asked me, okay, what are the some of the challenges that you faced in your life? How would you mention those, and what were your ways through which you had tackled them? And if you were to get in IIT Kanpur, what are the kind of expectations that you have from this program? Where do you see after 2 years that you've done this program? So I think what they're trying to gauge over here is how honest you are being in your opinion and how crisp you are. You don't need to sensationalize the answer or come up with very fancy things. So it kind of shows your pragmatic approach and how realistic you are with your expectations as well.
I'll just add one more point. I mean, I think Bhaktavar and Bhakti summarized it very well. See, unlike many other places for our GD, right? So in our GD, every student gets an opportunity to speak, right? So when any topic is given, every student will be asked to give their view, and then sort of the discussion amongst them happens. So that's one very distinguishing feature of our group discussions. And I think regarding the personal interview, I mean, our friends, highlighted the parts very well. I mean, both as far as your work experience, right? So it's not just about what is the work that you did, right? So some parts of what were your key learnings there. So that's a very, very critical part for someone, because in those 10 minutes you're trying to communicate, right, or convey what is it that were your main learnings from your job. Yeah, I'll just add these 2 points.
All right. Ayushi, would you like to add something?
Yeah, sure. I'll just give a gist about the amenities that are at IITK. People, students might be really excited to join here. So we have PK Kelkar Library that's entirely digitized. We also have stellar indoor and outdoor sports facilities that sports buff would really enjoy. Inside the campus, we have our own 2 banks over here. There's also a health center. There's also a computer center. There's student gymkhana where a lot of activities happen. Recently, I went to a fine arts exhibition and a Japanese, a master class. So there's always hustle and bustle over here and a lot of amenities. And even in your halls, the mess are really well functioned. And even in your halls, you get a reading room as well. So, Bhakti, would you like to pitch in?
Yeah, definitely. As you said, like it's like a city inside a city. You're not visiting a campus, but you're
Definitely. Yeah.
Everything is just over here, as you said. And about the mess, I was just thinking about what's the today's menu. So it's quite special. So the mess is like I got to know this from like many. I heard this from many people that IIT Kanpur's mess is really good. And talking about the amenities, yeah, there are many. And let me tell you that like there is no in time and out time. There is no closing time for this. So you can actually access this 24/7, and it's just amazing.
Midnight munchies, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we do get we do get tense that how we are going to use all of these in just 2 years. So,
Right. And I mean, there's no end to these kind of things. I was never in sports before I came to the campus, honestly. And, I was not even a party person, but the kind of culture and the vibe that there is, you kind of indulge into that automatically. And there is a complete change in your personality and confidence once you've done that. There are students who have, in fact, asked me, and this often happens, that if they have a very low CAT score, for example, a low percentile, so they have this convention that, okay, I have a low score, so I'll probably not make it. What's the point of applying? So I'd also like to clarify a bit on that. And, I was also underconfident somewhere to some extent about my percentile, that if I'd make it or not. But honestly, there are a lot of different attributes that have significant weightage as much as your CAT score. So for example, if you are, very confident about your communication skills, that you can do very good in GDPI, or you have some kind of work X, so that can have a significant impact on your candidature, and, it can turn things around for you. So one should not have this in mind that if you have a low CAT score, you are, not the right person to apply. You should be applying. I think there are a lot of factors that can, make things change. Any other things that you guys want to share?
I would like to add one point to you, Bhaktawar. As you said, you like just like you, I was also quite doubtful about whether I'll be able to suit to this campus or not, because I came from small town. But the way like the interaction happens with the like the senior batch and the faculty, it's just amazing. You can have a formal interaction or informal interaction even with the like the faculty outside the classroom, and they're accessible. You can have a talk with them, and as well as the senior teams are they're also really helpful. So they'll make you so comfortable that you don't miss your home over here. So I think that's really unique thing about it. And I'd like to after 2 years when I'll be passing out from this, I really miss this thing.
Definitely. Latching on to what Bhakti said, one thing that I have to tell about the department that I really, really like is that during our second semester, after our second semester, we get to choose our electives. So once we have the choice to take on the subjects that we really like, we are sharing classes with our own seniors. We are sharing classes with PhD students, MTech students, and many students from other UG departments. So it's really an impeccable assortment of people and a very diversified batch. The learning curve is super high, and you learn so much from being among those people. It's a really great exposure.
Right, absolutely. I completely agree to that, because there are students who are doing their PhDs and they are sitting with us. There are also undergrads who are sitting with us, and there are MTech people who are. So we get altogether a different, perspective of things and how they are done. So for example, if you are working on, let's say, a business case competition, so we have the chance to, interact with MTech people or PhD people. And, they also pitch in their own perspective to things, and that really helps us to, diversify our entire project. Yeah. So anything else? I think we've already answered a lot of questions. So anything else that comes to your mind? Anything that we've left covering? And yeah, one very important thing, and I think I personally this has been a significant reason for me picking IIT Kanpur, and that has to do with the ROI that this program offers. This makes a lot of difference. So I got calls from many of these schools, and my primary reason was also one of this, that I was able to afford the fee structure that we have over here. And I believe that makes a significant difference when you're making the right choice for a B school, because our placements are honestly very nice. We just had our 23 placements closed with a 100% placement record. And we have had an year-on-year growth of about 20% with respect to the previous year. So that's pretty nice. And in terms of ROI, I think we are the best that there is.
Absolutely.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And the best thing about taking doing like MBA from IIT Kanpur is the fees, I would say, because after like 2 years, you don't have that thing in your mind that you need to pay your EMIs, and half of your salary is just getting diverted into that stream. We hopefully we don't have that. So that's the thing. And as you said, the placements are really great. It's like a 24 highest package is 24 lakhs per annum, and the average being 18.14 lakhs per annum, and with just around 4 lakh fees for 2 years. So it's just amazing, I would say.
Right. Well, I think we've covered most of the FAQs and the questions. Thanks a lot, everyone. I hope this helps the aspirants understand the admission process at IIT Kanpur and also prepare better for the same. There are some important links and other relevant details which will be mentioned in the description, and if not in the description, then in the comments. We wish all the aspirants all the very best. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.